Across the UK, bakeries like this one work around the clock to meet the demand. But the big difference is that the process is here. It all begins with a crop grown in our fields, wheat. Its grains are... At the bakery, large quantities of flour are delivered for storage in huge containers called silos. After the security checks, the flour is pumped straight from the tanker into the silos. To work well, yeast has to be kept at the right temperature. Computers constantly control the temperature of the yeast. Tests like these help prevent risk of contamination. Extra ingredients, like the seeds needed in smaller quantities, are added manually with the help of the correct quantity of each ingredient is added. 4 minutes. They combine to form dough. On this scale, accuracy is the name of the game. A single mistake could mean that thousands of pounds worth of loaves are wasted. So technology like this helps control quantities, timings, temperatures and speeds throughout the bread making process to ensure that loaves are made to perfection. Batches of dough are roughly divided into pieces for what will become a minute. Right now, the dough contains a lot of water. Much of this will be lost during the next stages of the bread making. At home, you'd have to knead the dough by hand, but here it enters a conical moulder, which shapes it into balls very, very quickly. The next crucial step in the bread making process is called proving. After all that high-speed mixing and moulding, the dough needs to relax and soften, so it's left to... After about 8 minutes, the first proving is complete. The dough is rolled, air bubbles are squeezed out, and it's moulded into the right shape and length. Into the final prover. Alive, and like all living organisms, it needs food for energy. In warm and humid conditions, yeast to prove, this time for 50 minutes. The results are dramatic. The dough loaves are now 3 times the size they were. Time for the finishing touches. And into the travelling oven to be baked at a temperature of 260 degrees Celsius. The loaf tins move slowly through the immense oven for about 20 minutes until the bread is perfectly baked. Just an hour and a half after the ingredients were first mixed to form dough, a delicious batch of freshly baked loaves appears. Continues towards the longest stage in the whole process, cooling. Long, slow cooling protects against mould formation when the loaves are sliced. As the bread sits in the cooler, in this machine, the bread is bagged. Best before dates must be included on the packaging. Tags with essential codes are added. These codes mean that not the loaves are now at the From start to finish, the bread making process, including cooling and packaging, has taken just 4 hours. Twice a day,